Force, and the Force is with me. I'm one with the Force is with me. So be it, Jedi.
Welcome! It is Thursday night. We are back at the GNN Cantina Happy Hour where somebody will always want to sell you some death sticks. And they may want to go rethink their life. I am your host.
That's every day.
That's every day. I am your host, David. I'm here to help you through this next hour. We're talking Star Wars, and all Star Wars here on GNN. With me, as always, is Debbie. How are you, Debbie?
I'm good. Glad it's Thursday.
Amen. I'm glad it's Thursday, too, because Thursday means you've only got 1 8-hour shift left before the end of the week.
Yes.
Also with us tonight, in transit, of course, is Cam.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there he is.
He's calling from Hoth
Yep.
during a storm.
No, I'm driving out in the middle of rural Tennessee, so my service is kind of balls right now.
Well, just watch out for the cornfields and the cows. You'll be okay.
Watch out for the cornfields and the children of them.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
it is Halloween. It's Halloween week, so yeah. Also with us tonight is John Biscardi from the Geek and I podcast. How are you, John?
Good. How are you guys doing? It's been a while. Been 7 days.
It's been
7 days.
whole days. No, we're
Did
good.
you get that? Did you get that reference? Come on.
No, I did not.
Oh, I guess you didn't watch this episode.
Oh, wow, okay. Honestly, I thought you were talking about the ring for a second. 7 days.
Geek Gauntlet's also in. Hey, guys. He's a little on the sick side, but he's here. We hope you feel better, man. Hope you feel better. Good positive vibes. Well, tonight we had 2 things drop this week. We had are we on 8th? 7th?
8th.
8th episode of Andor. And we also had a little thing from Mr. Filoni called The Tales of the Jedi, another animated offering from Mr. Filoni. This one was 6 episodes. I'm going to talk about it for a little bit because it was really amazing. Most of it was amazing. I mean, there were very few parts where I was just like, okay, this is just dumb. But I want to devote an entire episode to it. So as soon as Andor's done, we're going to talk all about the Tales of the Jedi. But I do want to talk about them a little bit tonight because they're so good. So, we lost John.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
his
no.
internet. Oh, there we go. I was going to say his internet was kind of bopping out there.
So we had 6 episodes, each one of them about 15 to 17 minutes, so not very long. The first one dealt with Ahsoka. Episodes 2, 3, and 4 all dealt with Dooku. And then episodes 5 and 6 again was Ahsoka. So I thought it was interesting the way that they kind of jumped around. My guess would have been was that they showing that in probably chronological order.
Yeah, that was my thought too.
Because the first one was Ahsoka, but it wasn't actually X9. It was like baby Ahsoka, like infant Ahsoka. Like, here's the next new marketing thing. Here's the next toy we're gonna sell to kids.
Well, you know what? Now that I think of it, I think that the first episode is not chronologically consistent with episode 2 because because episode 2 goes into Dooku and Qui-Gon's relationship, and that was back when Qui-Gon was like in his early 20s, so roughly 40 some odd years before the Phantom Menace. So,
well, and roughly 40 some odd years before the Phantom Menace, plus the final episode with Dooku ended when the Phantom Menace ended.
right.
So for her to, and then as we all know, the Clone Wars takes place some 10 years after the Phantom Menace, along that line, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
So, okay, so maybe it wasn't chronological. They just needed they needed to get the kids hooked. So
I was
they'd
going to
watch
say
the rest of them.
they needed that hook. They needed another baby character. Countdown to Baby Jar Jar.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that'll be the next Tales of the Jedi, Jar Jar and how he became a Jedi. But anyway, these were. If you haven't seen them, go watch them because they really are. I thought Dave Filoni did a masterpiece with the last 4 or 5 episodes of the Clone Wars, like the season finale where you had the Siege of Mandalore, you had Order 66, and all of that taking place from Ahsoka's point of view. I thought that was quite possibly the greatest piece of animation I've ever seen in my entire life. Then this and I say animation, not really animation. It's not just the animation; it's the story behind the animation, the story, the characters, everything else. And then this happened, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's even better. Oh, I wanted to see more of it. I see her. Hi, Stephanie. Baby Jar Jar. So, and really, the ones with Dooku, I was honestly expecting the Dooku stories to focus on him and Qui-Gon, but it was really kind of all over the spectrum with him. And that, I mean, it went from Qui-Gon as an apprentice all the way up to the end of Episode 1, basically the Phantom Menace, because that's kind of what set. We find out that's kind of what set Dooku off on his path to the dark side, if you will. So
you could see it. You could see him start.
Well, you could see it, and I think what really pushed him over the line was when he found out that Qui-Gon had been killed, and that the Jedi were not gonna. I'm spoiling it for you, but that the Jedi were not gonna do anything about it, and they were just gonna kind of wait and see, take a wait and see attitude. And he wanted action. He wanted revenge. So, Debbie, thoughts?
Yeah, I loved the Dooku episodes. And I'm just going to say this because I can't unhear it. And I thought this as soon as I heard him speak. And I don't know if anybody here has watched Harry Potter or not. Please, he sounded like Severus Snape. Which I loved. I loved it. But he sounded like
Rickman.
Yes.
Love it.
It was so great, and now I can't unhear it. But yeah. I mean, nothing on the voice actor cut, but yeah, I just thought it was great.
Well, no, I mean, if he sounds like Severus Snape, that's great. Because again,
5 points from the Jedi.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked seeing how he turns slowly, to the dark side, and the events that happens that, and then again, freaking Mace Windu.
He just ruins everything, doesn't he?
Well, he turns another person into a freaking Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Or he's responsible in ways. But yeah. But yeah, I love the Dooku episodes, the Ahsoka episodes. The first one, I mean, backstory. I love backstory, so that didn't bother me so much. It was okay. I liked learning about, her and specifically about her people, because personally, I don't know that much about them. But
it was very Avatar to me, but okay.
Don't say that because I don't like Avatar. But
We're talking about the first The first
Ahsoka.
episode.
First
Yeah.
episode.
To me,
yeah.
it was Jungle Book.
Oh, okay.
But then episodes 5 and 6 really hit home in the parallels and how it connects with season 7 of Clone Wars.
Yes.
And in some ways, to the book Ahsoka.
Okay. See, I haven't read the book, so I was actually gonna ask you about that because
Some people were a little upset about it on social media, saying that it retconned it. I didn't really think it did. I wish they would have showed a little bit more, because the Ahsoka book explains how she gets her white lightsabers.
Yeah,
So,
the last episode of Tales of the Jedi was basically like the most basic footnotes of the Ahsoka novel.
okay.
And I wouldn't say that it retcons it. It just kind of treats its events a little bit differently. I mean, because
Yeah.
to be honest, nothing really meaningful in the Ahsoka novel really happens except for her getting her new lightsaber crystals. So
is the Ahsoka novel currently canon?
it
Or
is.
is it part of
Yep.
the legends?
No, it's
Canon.
canon. I think it came out back in like 2016 or 2017. So
Okay.
it's included with the canon, but I believe, if I remember correctly, the novel actually went through some edits after its release to better mesh with the established lore, because I got the first edition of the novel, and the prologue is her, meeting Maul during the Siege of Mandalore, and their interaction goes very differently than what happens in the series, and so it went through an edit in that sense after that, and it went through a couple more afterwards. I think you can read about that online, but yeah, it's one of those books that after it was released, people were like, okay, we can do this better. Let's try again.
Yeah. I don't remember, because I read that book so long ago, but when this episode started, I mean, that's where my mind went. I was just like, oh, this is kind of from the
episode?
book.
The where she met the Inquisitor, or where she was doing
The Inquisitor. Yeah. I mean,
the training one was.
I thought that was interesting.
It was really good.
Anakin was kind of brutal.
I'm trying to think. I've seen something like that before, and I kept trying to put it somewhere to where it was like they'd mess up and go again,
Mhm.
again, twice as fast, again. Maybe it was the cutting edge. Maybe that was it. I don't know. I have to. I'll think of it.
The ice skating movie?
Yes, the ice skating movie. That was a good movie.
The first one?
The first one.
Okay. I'm with you on that
Oh,
one.
you must be in that masterpiece, Blades of Glory. I gotcha.
No.
What, you don't like Will Ferrell?
I don't even think I've seen the movie, but I know enough of it that I have no interest in watching it.
It's got John Heder and Will Arnett in it. It can't be bad.
Mm.
Oh, is again.
I just had no interest in watching that one.
Okay, so John, you watched a couple episodes of this, the Jedi. Just some real quick thoughts on it.
Well, I watched the first one with Ahsoka, and again, I thought it was Jungle Book. You know how, to me, I don't think a wild animal's going to carry a kid by the back of the t-shirt.
Right.
But yeah, it was pretty good. You know, I don't know much about Ahsoka. I didn't watch the Clone Wars TV series.
What?
So
Go,
everything
John,
that I know.
You watch
Oh my
Clone Wars.
God.
You watch
Such
it right
blasphemy. Holy hell.
now. So good.
Dude. We insulted him. I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. We're sorry. Oh, we still love you, John.
I thought it was good. You know, I'm learning more. I'm more of the I would say I'm a normie or a muggle when it comes to the newer stuff, and I'm learning more and more.
Cade Graves, looking, that's for free. Touching, that's gonna cost you. Blades of Glory. Hi, Cade. How are you? Oh,
Oh
That's
my
a-
God,
that-
William!
John
I am
Williams with you.
so
He hadn't watched it
disappointed.
either.
Very disappointed. What the hell's wrong?
And then
with
as far as the second one, I thought the way it opened, I'm watching the opening and I'm like, gosh, this is almost shot for shot Phantom Menace. And it turns out that it was basically, but years before, and that's
with the whole
with
Qui-Gon
young,
thing.
well,
Now-
yeah,
Okay,
It's
so
poetry.
it's
Yeah.
poetry. That's right. So, look at this. Derpy 501st. I'm here for quality geeky content. Well, you are in the right place, sir. How are you this evening? So, and it seemed like there was a Clone Wars episode where Anakin did that to somebody, to where he basically tortured him to get the information that he needed. And maybe I'm off base. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. But
Nope, you're absolutely right.
oh, I was right. Oh, good. So I was thinking right. Good.
Yeah, I think it was Poggle the Lesser from Geonosis that he tortured.
Oh, maybe.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yes. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to do a rewatch. It's been a couple years since
I
I've
was gonna
watched.
say, yeah,
Clone
I think
Wars.
I need to as well. All right. All that being said, go watch Tales of the Jedi. We're gonna have a whole show talking about all 6 episodes. It's gonna be great. Coming up when we finish Andor, when we finish the Andor series, when they do their season finale. So, but now let's get into this particular episode of Andor. What were your thoughts on this one, Debbie?
I thought it was a really good episode. Just seeing the way the Imperial labor camp prison works, very pristine. I mean, holy heck.
Yeah.
But the beat downs and the mind games, the floor is lava, basically.
And it's interesting because they make them all barefooted too, so that they're
Yeah.
gonna feel it.
Yeah, but very interesting.
In fact, when the guards initially walked on, it started at their feet, and they had those goofy shoes on, and I'm like, what is this?
Oh,
And now I'm looking at it. Going,
Okay,
oh, that's the
I'm
next
so glad that
cosplay
you brought
right
up the
there.
shoes. Because okay, so was I the only one who saw those shoes and the first thing I thought of was Face Off? Whenever Nicolas Cage is in the prison and they've got those magnetic shoes on the floor.
I know. Until now that I wasn't even thinking that, but yes, good on you.
It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but that's a good movie.
Seeing those boots made me want to go skiing.
Yeah. I was like, well, this is the next cosplay idea for. I'll be watching for you at cons next year. We'll see who's got the Imperial prison officer's costume going on. So I thought it was really interesting, and he kind of fell into. It was almost like he was going to try and resist at some point, and I think he still is trying to resist, but he also realized that they have the upper hand at this point, so he kind of fell into the swing of things. He fell into a groove. He's working well together with his compatriots.
See, I don't see it that way. I as soon as he got there, you could see these wheels turning in his mind about, okay, these guys come late when they're short-staffed over here, so they come here. This guy leaves, the computer at this time. This is when the shift changes. This is, you could just see the wheels turning as to when when he's going to make his escape.
He's calculating, but at the same time, he's also I need to stay unnoticed. Is that a good word?
Under the radar.
I'll go
Well-
with the flow and fly under the radar kind of thing.
Because he can't let anybody know that he was part of that thing that went down, because
Nice.
they will beat him down if they find out who he is
Oh,
and what
yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
Because that old guy was like a couple of days away from being released. And the first time we see his clock, he's back up to 75 because they added time to everybody's sentence.
Except for Andy Serkis. Woohoo!
Man, I was so surprised. I was like, "Whoa, Snoke's in the room."
You know what? Honestly, I when he first came on, I was like, "Is that him? No, that's not him." I was like, "Gosh, that sure looks like him." I said, "I'm not even going to look at IMDb. I'm just going to assume that's him, and then if I'm wrong, I'll see it in the credits." And I was like,
No, I knew it by the
there it is.
voice,
All right.
and I recognized him, but mainly the voice. As soon as he started talking, I was like, "Holy moly!" But I love seeing Andy anytime he's on screen
Normal.
because normally he's the man behind the scenes and motion cap and whatnot. But yeah, that was a nice surprise. Nice.
Have you seen his updated resume online? It says Andy Serkis, almost the first butt crack in Star Wars history.
Yes. Okay, we're all right. We're gonna jump into this because
What the hell?
you didn't see that they had
No.
them. Oh, for crying out loud! Go back and watch it again. You can almost see Andy Serkis's butt. They had that one scene where they had them all
All the
lined
showering
up
in the steam room.
shower.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
were spraying,
okay,
and then he went
gotcha.
forward to go get his clothes, and he went
Gotcha.
just about a step too far before that camera cut out. And I was like, "Ooh,
I
close."
gotcha. Yeah, I didn't get to do my second rewatch today because I was rewatching Tales of the Jedi because I liked it so much. So
I did. I've got to admit, I did not watch it yesterday. My youngest son's birthday was yesterday, so we were out doing birthday stuff, and I watched the first half of it this afternoon at lunchtime. And then I watched the second half when I got home from work this evening. So I watched it all today.
well, it aggravates me because it airs on Wednesday and then we do our thing
We do
on
our show on
Thursday. So I
Thursday.
have no time hardly to do notes and research. So it aggravates me. Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty.
He's fighting with the cat.
They're not talking to each other anymore.
Well, they sleep together, so maybe he's going to
my.
make her go sleep on the couch. So anyway, the prison scene. What are they having them build? What is that they're constructing? Is there any ideas?
I wonder if they're like I'm not even sure how to explain it, but like the Death Star is made out of big panel like things, so I kind of wonder if they're like the connector parts for the panels.
Well, I mean, the way that they were arranged on the rack, with each finished product that they stack up there, they almost look like Tesla coils. So maybe some kind of generator.
Maybe
Why
it's
do they make
batteries
those
for the
anyway?
laser.
Maybe it's absolutely nothing, and we're just looking too much into this.
I'm sure we'll find out eventually what it is, but evidently they need a shit ton of them.
Yeah, and especially since they've got, what did they say? How many floors? 7 floors?
7 floors of 7 tables of 7 workers.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if each floor makes the same thing. I assume they probably do, but
So
and I don't know if anybody noticed, but one of the guys at his table might be instrumental in his escape or their
you're talking
escape.
about the one that he noticed that was doing sign language across the way to the other
Yes.
decks.
Do you know who that is?
I have no clue.
Is he's the guy from Rogue One that went and tried to pull the switch or something? Was it the kill switch at the end?
At the
No,
master
well,
switch.
he was the one that rescued Jin when she was being transported. I don't know, from a different prison or whatever. They're at the beginning of Rogue One.
Okay.
But he rescued her, and but he was on Scarif. I don't remember. I don't think he was it Bodhi that was the kill switch dude?
Oh, no. Bodhi was the Bodhi wanted the switch thrown. Bodhi died with the
grenade thrown.
grenade.
Yeah. So yeah, two different people, but he was there. This guy, I think his name is Roos.
Okay.
But,
hey, Ken's back.
Oh, hello there.
Hello.
So we also got a scene. We got a lot of scenes with Cyril and his involvement in.
He just can't win.
I know, right? That guy. If he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all.
I think he's starting to get on Deidre's good side, though. I think with this little rant to her about take action, justice, this, that, and the other. I think I could kind of see in her face that she was starting to respect him a bit.
Andor was a great setup for episode 8. Thing about this show patterns is two great setup episodes, then a third all-out action causing or resolving the issue. The slow pace just makes it so much better.
Yeah, the writing is just so good on this show. So good.
See, I think they missed an opportunity with all the sevens to actually make this episode 7. And just go, sevens down the line.
That's okay. Marvel's almost done with Phase 4, which would have been an ideal place to introduce, guess what? The Fantastic Four. But no, we got to wait till Phase 6.
Well,
that's a different show.
Yeah.
Different show. Marvel Mondays.
It's Monday nights, people.
Monday nights, MCU Mondays. Come check us out there. We're good. So Cyril, and really too, I think he's starting to question a lot of things. He's getting on Deidre's good side, yes, but the fact that he sat there and said, "I didn't get to see the report, they made me sign it," and then he's basically buttering himself up to her, the whole, I can be a good asset. I was a great lieutenant. Detective or what, deputy or whatever, yeah. So, but again, she walks off and says, "Don't file another report, or somebody else other than me is going to come talk to you."
I think she's going to use him and then kill him once she gets what she needs.
Ooh,
going
all Game of Thrones on her.
I think that'd be awesome.
I think it would too. I mean, and honestly, I mean, let's face it. These characters don't appear in anything right now past Andor. So you kind of almost got to think that they're disposable. That in some way or another, they're either gonna okay, well, we got something else going on over here, or they're gonna die.
And then the way they treated Uncle Owen and Aunt Peru, I wouldn't be surprised if once she gets what she needs to find Andor and Axis, he's dead, his uncle's dead, and his mother's dead. Cover your tracks.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody knows he was even here.
Well, and the rebels are looking for him. Well, I say the rebels, the cell that he was with, they're looking for him too. That was another scene in this. And they've already tracked him back to his home planet, and they're already identifying
his associate.
Yeah. I mean, who's the big guy? Oh, and this is the girl and all this other stuff. Which she's about to go into something horrible too. They caught her. The Imperials caught her, chased her down. Which I don't know. She was running at full tilt, and if you've ever tried to run in stormtrooper armor, I don't think you can do that. But somehow they managed to catch her. And
It's a good thing they didn't try and shoot her because she would have definitely escaped.
they pulled a whole New Hope thing on it too, to where they sit her down in the torture chair, and then it pans back and the door shuts, and it's like, oh, this is a New Hope all over again. Dun dun dun. Just need the little droid, the little ball droid.
And the tactics that they're using are really, I mean, they harken back to a dark time in our, history where, she's like, no, leave him there. I want her to see what.
Yeah.
And then the door opens up and she's like, what the hell are you doing? Get him out of here. Just to kind of initialize getting on her side, thinking that, oh, she didn't really want me to see that, but watch out.
Yeah,
it's coming.
She really does. Yeah. It's part of the torture. It's part of the mind break.
Mm-hmm.
It's the show this guy all beat up, and hey, guess what? You get to go sit in that chair too. Now it's your turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not gonna do any good because she's looking for Andor too. Everybody's looking for Andor, but nobody seems to know where he is.
And I think the scene where Luthen has the radio shut off.
Mm.
Yeah,
and that was pretty tough.
It's kind of cold.
It was kind of cold, but hindsight 2020 or whatever, they were obviously after her for a reason, and that reason was probably the fact that she sent out that signal to him. Now, had he responded, they would have easily been able to track back to him.
Mm-hmm.
So that was almost like in episode 1. Don't send any reply. Don't even do anything.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I need to get that clip. I need an it's a trap clip.
And then we got Saw.
Yes.
Finally
got Saw.
I was wondering when he was gonna pop up, and he was looking a lot better than he did in Rogue One.
Is this his only appearance in this, or what do you think?
I don't know, but I wouldn't think so. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense to have him in just one episode.
His this kind of really kind of fleshed out his Rogue One character, or the development of his character, because they get into this and they're talking about rebels and all this other stuff, and he goes, no, there's no rebels, there's this faction and this faction and this faction and this faction, and he's like, yeah, but they're all doing the same thing. He's like, no, they're not. So it kind of establishes his paranoia, I guess is a good word, against and you saw it in Rogue One, every day more lies.
Yeah, he was extremely paranoid in Rogue One, where we didn't really see that here in this episode. I mean, he gave
it was building
speech.
the foundation of it, I think.
Yeah.
It was there, but it wasn't quite to the extreme that it was in Rogue One. And yeah, love Forrest Whitaker. Can't wait to see him some more. Come on, put him some more in this one.
Yeah, I think we'll see more of him.
I don't even remember the trailers, and I meant to go back and watch them. I was like, okay, so let's go back and look at the trailers where they teased Forrest Whitaker. and see if that scene matches up with the scenes we got here, or if we're going to expect something else. So,
Oh, and I did. I don't know if anybody else heard this. There was an interview with Diego. I don't know when it was. He was on a red carpet somewhere, but they were asking him about Andor, and he was explaining, how this is set five years before Rogue One. So this first season is basically the first year.
right.
And then the second season will be broken up into 4 blocks, which I assume we're getting 12 more episodes.
So three episodes per year.
Yeah.
over the
So,
next
yeah.
4
And
years.
he said it will end up to Rogue One. Because we kind of wondered how they were going to work that. I think we talked about that last week
Well,
about.
shoot, with this one, we're already, because he said when he got to the prison, he got there, and then it fast forwarded a little bit, and it said 30 shifts later. And if they're doing 12-hour shifts, you got to assume that that's been 30 days. It's been about a month. Well,
they can't see the sun, so they don't know whether it's day or night.
And see, this is what gets me is I hate when they deal with units of time. It's like, oh, it's 12-hour shifts and a 24-hour. I was like, what are the chances that planet, its rotation is going to be 24 hours, just like the Earth's, and they're going to have 12-hour shifts, just like the Earth's, and they're going to call them hours, just like the Earth,
Well, where is it filmed?
in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, okay.
Well, typically, whenever they say hours, days, years, whatever, I assume that they mean standard hours and standard years. I mean, which is based on Coruscant time.
Yeah.
And I guess Coruscant's supposed to be the facsimile of modern society. So I guess
the center of the universe, as it were.
yeah.
Well, of course they're going to use hours and stuff like that, because the first time that they said I did the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs, everybody said, well, parsecs are it's not a measure of time. All right, well, we'll just do hours. Shut up.
I think Cade makes a good comment here. There at the
one?
bottom.
The Saw is totally coming back, at least in later seasons. They'll show how he got so banged up too. I agree with you. I hope so. I'd like to see that.
A little bit more backstory, which is my favorite thing. So I'm all for that.
It's a prequel of a prequel that happened before the prequels.
Oh God, I really hope they make a sequel to Rogue One where we see what happened with the Death Star plans.
I'm going to share my screen. This is what Diego Luna tweeted today, and I responded with.
Okay, hang on just a minute. I'm going to get you up. There we go. Let's see. Episode 8 is out. Welcome, Senor Andy Serkis. Star Wars. This show is amazing. I hope they don't kill off your character someday. Lovely. Lovely. That's beautiful. I'm loving it. So everybody go to Diego Luna's Twitter and come up with a catchy, clever tweet for him. Oh, go ahead, Cam. Were you saying
I don't
something?
have Twitter.
Oh,
So
I've got one. I don't use it, so I don't feel bad.
I hope he's on MySpace.
I'm on like his top 8 spaces on MySpace.
See, the problem with MySpace, the messages take at least 12 parsecs to get posted. So that's why it kind of died. It took so long.
Now are we talking standard Coruscant parsecs? Are we talking Tatooine parsecs? Are we talking Utapau parsecs? I mean, there's so many to choose from.
It's Ewok parsecs. Those are a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else happened here? We had his mother, Aunt Petunia. And actually, okay, if you get the chance and you're sitting at work and you want to listen to a podcast, go listen to Captain's Logs and Lightsabers. It's here on GNN. It's a great podcast. It's amazing. I was actually listening to their latest episode today. We lost John again.
No, I'm still here. I just got to
Oh.
sneeze.
I didn't want. I was like, did I insult you again? I'm sorry. Anyway, but go listen to their latest episode, and I didn't even think about this, but that's not only Aunt Petunia, but that's the girl from the Super Mario Brothers movie that played opposite Dennis Hopper, who's like the Queen Koopa, if you will. So go back and watch the Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo. And
I'd rather not.
I'll say I've never seen it, so.
Well, you're not missing much, but
Hey, future trip and focus.
it's fun for it's a fun popcorn movie for a one-time view, but don't take it too seriously. So, anyway, she was in that. She was like the Queen Koopa, and one of the guys was saying, yeah, that's the first thing I thought was the Super Mario Brothers movie. I didn't even think about Harry Potter." It's like, oh, well, there you go. Okay.
How about the inmate committing suicide? I think that's the first time we've seen suicide in Star Wars before.
Yes,
Well, but Holdo in The Last Jedi, but I mean that this was like a deliberate act of like, okay, I can't take this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That wasn't a heroic act. That was a. Okay, so honest question: why does Andor never totally put his hands behind his head? He does this I'm barely touching my ears thing. Is he setting something up?
I noticed that too. I don't know if he was doing that in case he had an opportunity, although I don't know where the hell he was going to go, but.
Well, see, after the heist, Andor went and got a double rotator cuff replacement. And it's still healing.
My guess is that that's some sort of defiance. I'm not going to put my hands totally back there. I'm just going to kind of halfway do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was shifty eyes throughout that whole thing. Yeah, he was just constantly looking like he's looking for a way to escape or looking for something to use to his advantage.
Yeah, but by the time 30 shifts later comes around, I feel like he's kind of lost that fight in his eyes. I mean, he seems like he's fallen into the routine, and he's, and
there's really nowhere to go because this prison or labor camp, whatever you want to call it, it's like looks like it's in the middle of the ocean, kind of like in Marvel. Their prison thing is, well, they're under the ocean, but yeah, I thought that was interesting. So even if he does escape on his own, it's like, where the hell you going, dude? You gonna swim?
Oh, I just watched Raiders. I watched Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you're trying to escape on foot, the desert is 2 weeks in every direction. Sorry.
And I don't know if you've. This is probably one of my favorite slow episodes because it was very THX 1138.
Oh yeah.
And that voice. End of shift. Table 7, you are now, that mysterious godlike voice, and it was just so cool. Everything about this episode I enjoyed.
And if you haven't watched THX 1138, what is wrong with you? No, I'm serious. Go watch it. It's a good movie.
I'm sorry, I have not watched it.
Oh,
I've never heard of it, honestly.
That's Lucas's college film.
Oh, really?
Movie.
Yeah.
That he made it. It was his college film. They made it into a big.
They gave him money to redo it.
Money to do it
with Dennis Hopper, right?
I'm trying to think of his name. It wasn't Dennis Hopper. It was he was in MASH, the MASH movie. Gosh, I can't even think of his name now. He was in Apocalypse Now with Dennis Hopper. He was the Robert Duvall. Thank you, Cade. Cade got it. That was the name I could not remember. Yes, Robert Duvall was THX 1138.
Yeah, that's the name of their. I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm trying to remember. I think it was either episode 2 or 3, movie wise. They came out with the THX speakers, which I had.
That was okay. So the movie was THX 1138,
Right.
and from that, Lucasfilm developed the sound system, the THX sound system, which for a long time you saw it in front of movies. And it
Yes,
everything up.
I love that sound.
But also that if you watch Star Wars, watch any of Lucas's movies,
Anything.
yeah, and that it comes up in A New Hope. It was really obvious. This is prisoner transfer from cell block 1138.
Mhm.
Hello. So it's like the A24 or A12 or something that's in all the Pixar movies, because that was the address of the building that they were initially at, or something like that. But
Well, no, wasn't there a Star Wars game that was set to come out that was like something 1138 that got canceled? Like
that was no, it was 1313, I think.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
1313. It was supposed to be like a
Bounty Hunter game or something, right?
yeah, underground of Coruscant.
Yeah. So, but yes, go when you're watching Star Wars now. Watch for THX. Watch for 1138 or any
It's
combination.
everywhere.
It's everywhere. Oh, I don't know about the Indiana Jones movies. I have to go back and watch those. But anyway, yes, THX 1138. Go watch that movie. It's great. Any other thoughts on this episode? Did we miss anything, Debbie?
I don't know. I wasn't able to take notes. I hated that we do our show right after.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And with this being flu season and
Everybody's
school
sick.
shots, work has been very busy. So I haven't been able to, sometimes I do research at work if it's slow, but
tell me
not
about
this
it.
month. Not this month.
It's terrible. Everybody in my clinic has strep. It's all strep.
Ooh.
I heard
Yikes.
RSV is up too.
RSV, definitely. I haven't seen many cases of it, but it's out there.
It's really bad over in England.
Everybody go get your flu shot. If you feel like it. I don't care. Your body, your choice. You figure it out. My body, my choice. If I want to take a shot, I will. Darn it.
I support mandatory vacations. Okay, did you guys ever see that meme that went around? It was it said, "I support mandatory vacations. Anybody who refuses should be forced." Well, people were on that like they thought that it read mandatory vaccination.
Vaccinations.
But it was like,
I haven't seen that, but now I'm going to go look for it.
oh god, it's funny.
Just because. Okay. Anything else? Did we forget anything?
Not
Did
to my
we-
knowledge. I mean,
we
it
had-
was another excellent episode, and
yeah.
so looking forward to next week and seeing
Hopefully we get a prison break next week.
Prison Break. Love that show.
No,
I think it'll be at least 2 episodes.
2 more episodes.
Yeah,
Well,
because they got to
we're-
set it up.
We're on episode 8 now. We did
There's
the
4 left.
First 6. So yeah, no, there should be because like Cade was saying, I think it was Cade that was saying, it's setting up to 2 great setup. Yeah, it was. No, actually, it was this Derpy 50 first. Andor's great setup. Episode 8 show about the show's pattern. 2 great setup episodes, and then the third is all out action, causing or resolving the issues The
Yeah,
Sword
8, 9, and 10 is an arc within itself.
Yes, 8, 9, and 10 is
And
probably.
then
Wait a minute.
10, 11, 12.
It shouldn't be 8, 9, and
Or-
10 because we had 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're in
No,
8. So,
7 was a bridge to get us to the prison.
oh,
And
you
then,
think so?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
They
pretty
ruined
sure.
his vacation. His mandatory vacation.
Mandatory vacation.
Yeah.
I'm just a tourist.
I'm just a tourist.
This is my mandatory vacation, man.
And see, at the end of that episode, as he was getting dragged away, I'm thinking, okay, this has to be some kind of plan. He wants to be there. He wants to be in that prison for some reason. But no, after this episode, I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe he just actually got arrested randomly.
Cade drops a good one, too. Andor Dufresne crawled through a mile of shit and came out clean on the other side. Morgan Freeman voiceover. Beautiful. Beautiful. It even works with the name, Andor Dufresne. Love it. Okay. Shameless plugs. We got any shameless plugs, Debbie?
MCU Mondays.
Are we having a show this
Oh,
week?
no, we're not having
We're
a
not
show
having a
this
show
week
this
because it's
week.
Halloween.
Yep.
My bad. You have to come in the first
next
week of
time.
November somewhere. Or second week of November. Second week of November. Which I think we might be talking about what we didn't talk about last week, which was Fantastic Four
Fantastic
movies. And then the week after
And then-
that, I assume we'll be talking
Wakanda
about
forever.
Wakanda. So,
Okay. Cam, shameless plugs.
I am continuing to stream on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Currently, I've spent the last 2 streams struggling to make it past 1 level in Mega Man 11. I have raging, to say the least. I'm going to try again this coming Sunday. We'll see how that goes. And also on November 1st, my new Cam and Focus finally comes out. It's going to be on the film Everything Everywhere All at Once, which has become one of my favorite films of all time. So look forward to that. It's going to be an interesting little deep dive into it.
And Short Round just won a Saturn for that, right?
Yes. Oh, what a freaking comeback for him. Like he spent the last 30 years or 40 years away from acting, and now he comes back with the performance of a freaking lifetime. I am
Wow.
and he'll be in Loki, right?
Will he be in Loki?
I'm pretty sure. I think he's going to be in Loki.
I'll have to
Season
look that
2?
up.
Huh.
See if Kei Hui Kwan is going to be in Loki.
Yeah.
I thought I seen that somewhere.
Okay, Cam, you mentioned gaming. GNN's trying to get their gaming people back up, by the way. So if you're out there in the Twitcherverse and you're looking for gamers, if the gamer has the GNN tag in front of their name, it's usually going to be GNN _ Bob's your uncle. Yeah. I don't know.
Not that one. That's mine.
Okay. But go look for the GNN gamers out there. There's a few of them out there. We're still trying to get a foothold on things, so go check them out. Go watch them. It's a lot of fun. John, shameless.
I got
plug.
nothing.
You got nothing? No Geek?
I got nothing. I'm spending the weekend at a remote cabin, so I won't even have an internet connection.
Oh.
Which stinks because I want to see the Phillies beat the Astros.
I'm so glad that you ended that with, I'm not going to have an internet connection, because my brain was like, I'm not going to have an internet. Okay, boomer.
I won't be on the Facebook this weekend.
You're not going to be surfing the World Wide Web?
I resemble that remark.
But John and I will both be at not this coming weekend, next weekend, right?
2 weekends, yes.
November 5th?
5 and 6?
5 and 6. 5 and 6. John and I will both be at the
Retro
Expo.
5 and 6.
in the Dallas area. Special shout out to the folks putting that on. We got to chat with them a little bit at Fan Fest and had a good time with them. Anthony Daniels, Sam Whit were both going to be there. It's
Sam.
Kenobi!
Someone get me an autograph, damn it.
Actually, his aren't that unreasonable. I want to say his autographs are only like $60.
What?
So,
Oh, damn.
Don't even have him make it out to anybody. Just have him write Kenobi in big bold letters.
actually, I think a buddy of mine wants me to go take him his copy of the Force Unleashed. So he can sign
Nice.
it, but I'm thinking of taking a copy of the 1972 Lord of the Rings movie to get Anthony Daniels to sign it.
Hey, there you go. Is that what was that the Ralph Bakshi animated film?
Yeah, that's the one. Because, and in case you didn't notice, it was Anthony Daniels was the voice of Legolas in that one.
Was he really?
He really was. Yeah.
I have that on video disc.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've actually got a record that's got the soundtrack on it. So the score, it's really cool.
That's how I was introduced to Lord of the Rings.
That's you know what? That's exact. In fact, my dad had read it. My dad was a big Lord of the Rings fan. That's how I was introduced, because I had a pillowcase from the 70s that was the Lord of the Rings pillowcase, and it had the Fellowship of the Ring on the front, said Lord of the Rings, and on the back it had the Dark Riders, but it was all the characters from that movie. So
Nice.
a lot of nostalgia in that movie for me. Watched it many times growing up, loved it. But yes, that's the Ralph Bakshi. He did the voice of Legolas. Before Orlando Bloom, Anthony Daniels was the hot blonde elf.
Wow.
And now Star Wars comes around and he's the hot blonde droid. So
That's right.
Mm.
So, all right. Other shameless plugs, go check out geeknewsnow.net. You can find all kinds of cool articles. Our writers are constantly working. They're doing a lot of good stuff out there, putting out a lot of great content. I know Johnny Lynch has been putting out some Halloween-related episodes. He'll have some turkey-related articles. He'll have some turkey-related articles next month for Thanksgiving, just kind of keeping in the theme with the holidays. Everybody's doing a magnificent job out there. You can check it all out on geeknewsnow.net. Also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram.
And we also have podcasts on Podbean, Spotify, Amazon, Apple. I feel like I'm missing one. I lost my list.
and with those podcasts too, if you missed the Cantina Happy Hour, or you missed MCU Mondays, or the Geek, I know John, you've been doing a lot of other stuff. It's more than the Geek and I too. I think they're converting all of that into audio and making it into a podcast as well. So you'll be able to.
And Geek Gauntlet.
Yep. Go check out Geek Gauntlet Saturday nights. If you're still here, William, I'm sorry I missed you. I know you said you were feeling ill, so. But Geek Gauntlets Saturday nights, 9 o'clock. 10 Eastern. 10 Eastern. So yeah, because it's 9 o'clock my time. So check that one out. They kind of cover
everything. Marvel, DC, Star Wars, CW shows,
they
anime, gaming.
They hit the hot topics of the day. So a lot of fun there. A lot of good stuff there.
Do they do cooking and car repair? Because I could use that.
Not that I know.
I don't know about car repair, but I think small appliances are there. So.
Okay, good.
Maybe some stocks. I mean, can they help me with my taxes?
Actually, yes. Yes.
He could do them all wrong.
Oh no.
He can do them. He's not going to guarantee that they'll
Yeah,
be
you're
right.
not getting any money back. And you might be going away in handcuffs, but he can do them.
So anyway, check all of that out. All of that on Geek News Now, all part of the big Geek News Now family. I've been your host, David. We'll see you next week on the GNN Cantina Happy Hour. Y'all have fun, and may the force be with you.